Hi everyone, we are here for Tensei. I don't know how to say that in Japanese. The time that I got reincarnated as a slime. Um, in the previous episode, we get to see Shizu, which is a summon apparently. Of course, from Japan, and she apparently, I don't know if she died before. Probably not, right? She got transported to this new universe where Rimuru is kind of becoming a god, um, mounting his new village. It's not even more a village, it's almost a city, right? And with goblins and more goblins from other places, and wolves and dwarves are now like, yeah, is really becoming much more as close as a city than ever. So that is really impressive. Maybe in this episode we're gonna see more about Shazo's flashbacks, backstory, with flashbacks. So I'm really curious to see that and learn more about not only her but more about the universe, the lore that this series has to offer. So let's just jump into and see what this episode is about. And go. Okay, that was something else for sure. With Ifrit battle. So before we go to the beginning of the episode, what it was in the end, like Verdura and Ifrit, because okay, Rimuru defeated him um, using the skill Predator, which basically is him eating the Ifrit, and probably he can absorb and use his skills of course now or something like that. But the point is how he eat Ifrit, which is technically it looked like that he was Shizu, like he's inside Shizu's body, okay, and then Shizu transformed into him. He eat Ifrit, so probably they will explain this in the next episode or something. Um, but my guess is that probably when he ate Ifrit, Rimiro was able to separate Ifrit from Shizu. That this is my guess. Probably using like the Great Sage ability, right, and analyzing what the fuck's that? Making the analysis of how the summon works, probably. I don't know, something like that. Um, that part was strange. The whole thing with the whole battle, okay, with Rimiro was very interesting. For one second, I really forgot that, like, yeah, he can just make someone attack him, and he can basically, with a skill level, I don't know, 1, and recreates that skill with infinite mana that he has, or something like that, and make a skill like a level 90 or something like that. So it is pretty OP and broken for sure. We know that. When we saw like so I have to say that we kind of learned not much about so let's go back to the beginning, right? We have Shizu as a kid, and we had this um demon lord, I think how he was called, Leon or Leon, whatever. Didn't really hear the pronunciation. If it is English, it would be Leon, but it's Japanese, so probably Leon. And the other being which is not important, so I don't care about him, but is a bird or something, right? And attack was going to attack him, and he said, "Yeah, you know what? I think it's a good test to my new toy creation that I have here." So Ifrit kind of burn the animal monster alive, right? Which answered my question in when Shizu attacked and killed the girl, right? It was Ifrit because the whole scene was kind of like, huh, Leon's there. Maybe he somehow controlled Ifrit inside of her, or controlled Shizu to awaken Ifrit, or something like that. But it looked like that he really did not do anything at that moment, right? Um, Ifrit itself, like enemy, enemy, kill, kill, right? Um, and burned that girl alive with the. So sad. Um, Also, there are two things about the other girl with the monster animal, like that I have to say. First of all, who the fuck was her? We see that we have like a castle with a forest, which like pretty common on this type of um, settings, I would say, with this universe. Right, it did not say much of it unless they say exactly where it was. I have to go back and see if they say exactly where it was, that place. But it looked like they like. So that's the thing. Like, my guess. Okay, and this is a little spoiler because of the opening. Um, well, not much because I also appear in the vision, but like, okay, we have these kids, two of them, two girls. I don't know if they are just girls, but definitely kids. And you have this guy, which apparently is really evil or something. At least in the very least, he's making experience with kids. But, like, this is obvious with Shizu itself, right? He has a full castle with kids, all of them summoned by him, or just Shizu was summoned by him? I'm guessing this because it's a long castle, and the other guy was talking about, well, maybe he gonna let me keep with that. Like, yeah, and Shizu is always in the flashbacks um, with the episode 4 with when shipping a crystal ball, and in the opening with kids, which pretty alludes to probably the resentment of her time with him, and a lot of kids that probably got scarred for life. If not, if not, she's just the only one alive. It could be also that. I don't know if she killed everyone there of the kids, which is a possibility. I don't know. Um, but there are a lot of things to think about her. Like, first of all, when she separate from him, it was he that ordered her to kill Verdura. If yes, why? Why he what which what well, not necessarily kill. I don't know if she even tried to kill him, right? Because we only have the perspective of Verdora, so I don't know how trustworthy. Not the Verdora is not trust. Do not receive. Sorry, do not um, cannot have our trust. That's best. But I always try to see both sides' perspective at the very least, because yeah, perspective change a lot. Um, or it could be, if not is I forgot his name again, Leon. It is the cute because in this episode we see more of our relationship, and apparently she is was or was a member of the guild. I don't know if it's a temporarily member of the guild or official one. So yeah, it could be that as well. Or she just decided to go against Verdura for her own reasons. I don't know. Um, and another thing about the little girl that I was talking about. When I say names, like there are a lot of things that I'm wondering about. Like when she just say the name, I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm getting like overthinking on this. Okay, when she just say the name, he did not. He did not grow. But when the other girl said, then he grew. I don't know if I'm overthinking this or it was just because, well, she's just giving a name to him. I mean that he itself accept a name, probably. I don't know, or because technically the only one that could name him it was the girl, or it's just Finglo. No, it was Jesus that named him, but yeah, some seconds later, I don't know. I don't know how much I can um go to make a completely analysis of that moment specifically. But one thing that for sure I can do about that moment is that um, it's of course way less powerful than we saw with Rivero, right? Also, it's questionable how would be comparable with Veradora, but I can say that probably it is. Like that's another thing because Rimero was already way powerful, a lot powerful with a lot of broken OPs abilities that he had. But after Veradora named him, he's supposed to be like really more stronger, like more stronger, um, really stronger than before. Um, so it's hard really to say, but um, Shizu definitely named him and he became strong. I wonder if like because there are a lot of like people know that giving names gives power. Even if technically like okay I'm a weak person, I don't have much magic, um so I cannot give names like Kurimiro do for 1,000 people. But or even like given I give a name to you, you're not gonna become that much stronger, but you become stronger. Just even if it's just a little. So even if it's small things like childs giving names to their animals so they become stronger, like how like because we I don't know why we never see anyone doing that. Like she's a dude because she clearly is not from this universe. Which comes from my theory about this being just a game. Um, then they just know that if you give names, it is you become powerful, but they don't have like uh, or the ability to like think of a name, or even like the how can I say that the liberty of doing that. I don't know. Because if it is just about magic, like I don't think this will be enough. But I may be wrong. Maybe again, if it was really Chizu that give the name and make him stronger like that, maybe creatures that have like a really low level of magic cannot even give names itself. So it could be a possibility. And I already talked too much. So before we end with this, I of course we learn a more of Shizu, a lot of Shizu's backstory with that, and which was what I was expecting, and her connection with the guild, she's a legendary, something about 50 years or something like that, and she did not age or age very slowly, which is something that I was saying about before. Um, she is freaking powerful, but I would say even without Ifrit, she's probably powerful as well. Like, of course, not that much, but yeah. Um, explain a lot how like she's controlling and failed to control in the previous episode. Ifrit, right, when she was like, and falls down, right. Um, the whole battle with Ifrit was really cool moment when we saw the guild adventures not holding back because Shizu is our friend, and even we know that we gotta die. Like they did not say that because, right? But yeah, if it was not Rimiro right there, they probably would die. Um, one more. Rimiru's broken ability as always, right? With his ice and yeah, usual stuff. But as I say in the episode, like when you have so much OP abilities, you kind of forgot about them. Like, oh yeah, I have resist against fire. The moment when like you're like burn and he's like freaking out, like this is also normal because like come on, you live a full life or well no can caution like he lived his full life until he got killed, right? Thinking, well, I cannot touch fire, right? Even if he kind of received that ability right at the beginning, episode 1 or 2, I don't remember, right? Um, like I kind of forgot. Like, come on, you're not, and he never had to face something about get in touch with fire or something until this episode. So yeah, it's comprehensible that he kind of forgot about that. I'm also curious about, I said in an episode, the moment that he got the Sylph Thread. The Sylph Thread was immune to fire before. Like the skill Sylph Thread that he was always immune to fire, or is it because he is immune to fire that the Sylph Thread is immune to fire? This is a thing. Also, the last thing is, Ifrit got it, okay? And he appeared together with Veridora, so that means that Ifrit is inside the barrier, because Rimuru ate not Veridora, he ate the sphere that Veridora was inside. So technically, Veridora should still be inside that skill that Shizu put on him. So how he? I mean, okay, I may be overthinking again. So sorry about that. And I see you guys in the next episode, and tell me what do you think about this episode. When you first see like this fucking battle, what do you think about Ifrit and Shizu's backstory? That was something else.